My name is Tsepo Letswalo. I am a heritage coordinator here. I've started working here at Sophiatown The Mix last year in April, so it's been basically 2 years ever since I became part of this wonderful team.
En hierdie plek, as jy net so eers net oor die algemeen, as iemand hier moet kom van 'n vreemde planeet en vra, wat gaan hier aan? Wat sou jy sê?
I will start by telling them why we're calling it The Mix. We call it The Mix because of we're mixing the two, the old and the new. The old this is Dr. Kuma's house, that one of the houses that survived the phosphorus removals. It's been here since the 1920s, and our new building that was erected and launched last year in 2015. So that is why we're calling it The Mix. And I will also tell them basically about Sophiatown, how it came to be called Sophiatown. This was a place that belonged to Albert's farm. This piece of land was bought by an investor coming from Norway. His name was Herman Tobianski. Bought 237 acres of land west of Johannesburg, wanted for this area to be a prime area for people that are working in Johannesburg to come and occupy this area. However, his plans didn't turn out the way he envisaged because of, with time, the Johannesburg City Council decided to build a sewage drainage pump system going through Sophiatown. So there was a funny stench that was coming through the air, and then white people lost buying interest in the properties here. And Tobianski then wanted to sell property to anybody who could afford coming here. So that is why it attracted everybody, and this was one of a few places in Johannesburg that was a freehold area, meaning that people here had little liberties. It was not controlled by the municipalities like any other areas in Johannesburg. Tobianski bought this piece of property in 1897. That's when he came and he named the area after the wife. The wife's name was Sophia, and that is why today we're living in a place called Sophiatown. This building was erected in 1937. Like you say, this was the hub of Sophiatown to the extent, apparently, when the bell was ringing at 12 o'clock, everything in Sophiatown used to be still. From the horses used to stop moving, the dogs used to stop barking, and people used to stand still wherever they were and started reciting Hail Mary, because by then even the Anglican Church belonged to the Catholic Church. So this was the hub. And to also Father Huddleston, even if the person did not belong to an Anglican church, used to go to their house to invite the young people to come and be part of the cultural activities that he wanted to start here in Sophiatown. Just to say, when he went back to England, he didn't even stay long in England. He became part of what was happening here in Africa. He became the Bishop of Masai Land in Tanzania, and that's when you also met the people in the underground, in the MK movement. That's how he was able to also meet up with his colleague and friend Oliver Tambo to make sure that they mobilize people underground, and also in terms of the cultural aspect that was happening internationally. He's one of the people that made sure that they instilled, or they made sure that the whole world was made to see that it is possible and it is a good thing for them to boycott Africa as a South African in terms of the culture and in terms of the goods that were coming from South Africa. So he was one of the people that was on top and making sure that those things are happening.
Dis die kerk. Christ the King. Sophiatown.
This is how the church used to look like before the removals, with its beautiful murals on the arch of the church there. It is said that these murals were also depicting the life of Sophiatown because of, one, the background of the pictures. It was mine dams, so it was talking about the stories that was happening here in Johannesburg. The second thing, apparently the angels there were black, so it was saying to black people that were converted into Christianity that even heaven is for you, even angels are black. And he said that is why when we came back, we didn't find the murals back there because of that thing, because of also people used to use religion for good and for bad. Some used it for bad things, oppressing other people, saying that you are slaves. Others say no, religion is for liberation. So they used religion as liberation tool.
And when I became a young girl, that Father Huddleston that you see behind me here, he is the one that gave me a bursary to go to college and to be who I am until today.
Who are you today?
I am the old lady of 98 years. I'm left with 2 years to make 100.